there, David.
You know, I think you see the experience of our football team out here in day one. You got, returning coordinators. You got, a lot of returning starters on both sides of the ball, understanding of what we're doing on special teams. That was, for day one, that was probably as clean of a day one as I've ever been a part of, which is exciting, but also to be expected. We talked to our players about kind of the mantra or idea or theme of this year, right, is we got to crank the dial forward. We got a lot of experience, but we got to let that experience work for us. And I think, if everybody will crank that dial up and crank it forward in their respective areas, collectively, we'll pull the rope harder and faster in the same direction.
It's huge. I mean, it brings so much joy into my life. This is my passion. I just love being out here with my teammates. I feel like just being back out there on the field today just lifted my spirits for the rest of the week.
I think that our players have an expectation, themselves. And we don't put, preseason goals up on a board. I mean, you walk in our building, you're not going to go to a bowl game, you're not going to talk about conference championships or how many wins or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, when you put your head on a pillow at night, right, you know what the expectation is, right? We all do it to compete at the highest level, and I think you look at our schedule that just came out a week or two ago, and it's a good schedule. It's a challenging schedule. I think it's even harder than what it was a year ago, but we should be up for those things. And you also look at every game, and every game's winnable. And so for our players, I think they need to play with an expectation. We talk about all the time in our building, expectation is more powerful than belief, right? Belief is what Disney movies are made up of, right? But expectation is knowing that you are there and can sustain what it takes to operate at a high level, and I think we're moving in that direction.
We kind of just, we focus on what we can focus on. I know we pretty much don't worry about what other people coming in, looking at us or thinking about. We just, as long as we controlling what we control and moving the dial forward and what we need to do, we'll always be, I feel like we'll be okay.
I think we'll handle it well. Our mindset is really just locked in on our work and our process. So every day we're just going to come out here and try to get better and focus on us, because that's all we can do. So each spring practice, it's going to be a work day. We're going to have a good day, have a bad day. We're going to get back, watch film just like any other time.
I think going into year three, we're in a really good place. I think our roster is in a pretty good place. We have, we'll address and identify some holes and issues and things, whether it be, a depth position or a starter or whatever it may be after spring ball. And you can do that now with the transfer portal. But at the same time, there's going to be less moving pieces than it was the first 2 years considerably. I think we're still probably a year away from developing this younger talent that we brought in over the first 2 years to where they can elevate their game to play at the same high level that some of these older players are playing, and we're going to need them to. Next year is the first time that we're probably going to lose a considerable amount of our roster, of this senior class that's contributing at a high level. And so this spring, you've got some of those older players that are out right now, particularly on defense, and these younger guys are getting a ton of reps. Some of it's going to pay off in 2023, some of it's going to pay off in 2024, but it's all good for our program.